good getting internet. I'm currently out of my house in a nearby park because, well, house cleaners are currently cleaning my house and I'm trying to stay out of their way. Been a bit since I've done one of these, so let's talk. Unfortunately, no tripod with me, so I'm actually having to hold the camera, so apologies if it gets a little bumpy. It is toward the end of May in a lovely Wisconsin summer. You know, last week at this time, it was 30 plus degrees. It's 7 right now, and rainy and windy. You could actually see the raindrops on my glasses. So, not the greatest of weather. Mostly just checking in. This is going to be a quick recording because, well, I don't really have all that much upper body strength, so holding up my phone is actually kind of annoying. So, let's see. Past few weeks have been weird. And let me tell you why. Let's see. So, as some of you may know, or people who have watched the last video, I gave my notice at my place of employment, and my last day is 6 days from now, actually, the 3rd of June. I actually have today off because we had a floating holiday, and I used it in the earliest and only possible time for me to use it and still actually get anything out of it. So that means I have today off. I also have Monday off because Monday's a national holiday, so 4-day weekend, yay, I guess. Let's see. Feelings. It feels bad. I've mentioned this before. I didn't want to leave my job. I felt as though that I had to, given the situation that I was in, and I'll get back to that in a moment, but long story short, I've actually been going back into the office because I'm fully vaccinated, I have a mask, I have my own office, so it's actually reasonably safe, and also there's actually a gain for me getting into said office, and there's a plane going overhead. One moment. That's better, even if the color balance decided to go change to reflect how neon green everything is outside. So I've actually been back into the office, but not my office. Right after really? A second plane? Try 3 more planes. I think that might have been the fighter squadron in the city. Anyway, what was I talking about? Oh, right. So my office was actually moved shortly after the pandemic started. Technically I had a corner office, oddly enough. But I had an office with a nice viewpoint of the Zen garden that was in the middle of the building that I worked in. And I was moved into an interior office that has no windows. And the reason why is that the company that I work for likes to have multiple people in the offices that are close by windows. And since I wanted my own office, because it's quieter that way and I could actually get work done, I was moved into an interior office. So since that happened during the pandemic, I didn't move the office myself. So the first time I visited my office after having it moved 13 months ago was a couple weeks back. And lots of sadness, lots of bad feels. Just, it's the best way I can describe it is just, it doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel good to be there. So that didn't help. I'm still feeling very bad about my decision. I know it's the right one, logically, but emotionally, oh boy does it hurt. I feel like I've betrayed my friends, I have betrayed my coworkers, I am making a horrible decision that's going to make me live in a van down by the river. I know that's not the case logically, it's just this thing here being dumb. But, it's not great. And then there's all of the stuff that I have to do for leaving my company. So, again, I've worked there for 13 years, or a little under, and I've decided I'm going to stand. Worked there for a little under 13 years, and that means a lot of paperwork, and a lot of, okay, I need to go train these people in order to do my job, and so on, and yeah, that didn't go so well. turns out when you've been at a company and doing similar things for 13 years, you have a lot of background information that other people don't. And that includes things like history and why decisions were made and so on. I've spent the last month documenting and nothing else. It is mind-numbingly boring. I don't like doing it. See, I was sitting under that gazebo. But has to be done. So that didn't help things either, because I'm doing something that I really don't like to do. Not to say I don't like documentation in general, just doing the same thing for 4 weeks straight is bad for me. I like a variety of things to do. Even if I focus on a project for a couple of weeks at a time, there's multiple aspects of that project that I'm working on. I'm not just writing documentation down in OneNote constantly. A question that had come up by multiple people, actually. I had recorded one of these a week ago and decided against actually uploading it. But a question multiple people had was, what's up with me blaming myself for leaving? I'm not really blaming myself for the reason why I'm leaving the company I work for. So, to backtrack, as a part of my non-disclosure agreement and non-compete agreement and other agreements, I have a non-disparaging clause. I am not allowed to talk crap about the company that I work for. And I am definitely bound by that non-disparagement clause, so I don't really go in depth about the company I work for. Now, none of my things are me saying, hey, look, you shouldn't buy products from my company. You shouldn't work with my company or anything like that. I have not said anything like that, so likely I'm fine. But it gets really risky when I start talking about my company, because it gets picked up by various sources, and that starts exploding, and all of a sudden I am being asked to go rather than me being the one that decided to leave. And forfeiting all of my stock options, forfeiting my remaining vacation time, and it would cost me a huge amount of money. So I've been avoiding talking directly about a lot of the things that a lot of the reasons why I'm leaving in a public forum like this. I just kind of mentioned them obliquely, and there's good reason for that. But let me be unequivocal. I blame the company that I work for the reason why I'm leaving. It is their fault. It is not my fault. I'm just the one that had to make the painful decision to leave. The company I work for had multiple opportunities to fix the problems that I had brought up, and there was willingness in fixing some of them. But the ones that they're willing to fix are ones that they've fixed in the past repeatedly, because I repeatedly bring up this problem, and they're only ever temporary band-aids. The other problems are of a more long-term nature, and the company did not have any interest in fixing them. The reason why I'm leaving the company that I work for is not because I'm moving to Norway. The reason why I'm leaving the company that I work for is because I have become quite upset with the organization. It's the best way I can put it. So I've decided that my grievances are strong enough where it's time for me to basically roll the dice, put myself back out into the job market, and figure out where to go from here. Another question, what am I going to be doing between now and when I move to Norway? That's an interesting question. I wish I had a concrete answer. As I mentioned in the previous video, sorry, I'm crossing a street, so want to make sure that I don't get hit by a vehicle. I do live in the US. Drivers are dumb here. Crossing from one park to another park. What was I saying? Sorry, just it's annoying to switch hands for the camera constantly. What am I doing in between? So, the month of June, I am doing nothing work-related. I am actually going to be taking a break, visiting friends for a week-ish, coming toward, basically immediately after I leave the company I work for. And then, toward the end of June, I am going to be going back down to Florida to deal with my mother's estate. The estate itself is finished, it's just, I have things in a storage unit. I need to go through them and figure out what's going to come back up with me to Wisconsin and what's going to be donated. That's pretty much it. I just don't want to spend the ludicrous amount of money per month on that damn storage unit any longer. Not to mention, need to visit family. I haven't seen the rest of my family in 2.5 years now? Yeah, 2.5 years. Thanks, pandemic. Thanks, mom dying. As much as I am dreading the fact that I'm visiting Florida, South Florida, during summer, in June, during hurricane season, so many reasons why this is a bad idea. Yeah. So I'm not expecting to even start job hunting until July. And my plans for moving to Norway are next year. That doesn't give me a whole bunch of time. So my plan is to pick up temporary contract work, basically. 3-month, 6-month contracts, that type of thing. Where it's not long-term. I can just decide, okay, I'm not going to work anymore after this contract until I'm in Norway. Or maybe I don't pick up anything at all. Ooh, ducks. Hold on. Rotate button. Do you see the ducks? How about now? Ooh, that zoom does not look very good. But there are ducks in the center of the screen. Duckies. Baby ducks and a mama duck. I found a family of ducks earlier on my walk, but let's switch back. Hi again. I'm hearing something in that tree, and I don't know if it's wood moving or if it's a bird. Think bird. So yeah, basically I don't have concrete plans right now because they are so subject to change that I can't possibly predict them. Having said that, if you happen to know anybody who needs a senior level IT architect, feel free to contact me, I guess. I don't come cheap, unfortunately. What else have people been asking about? The Let's Plays. So, you've obviously noticed that I've been on hiatus, and I decided that I wanted to be on a 6-month hiatus. So, I think both the vlogs and the Let's Plays may be coming back in July. I may end up taking a crack on them in June. I'm not sure yet. But the important part is that I'm not going to push myself on them right now because I'm still recovering. Mental health recovery. Physical health, I've actually been, this is the longest stretch of time I haven't been sick. Who would have thought that staying home for over a year straight would cause you to not be infected by things anymore? And then when I do go out and about, I tend to wear masks. I'm obviously not wearing a mask at the moment, but that's because I am outdoors in the middle of a fairly decent-sized park where there is not a single person anywhere nearby. Yeah. And also I have a mask in my pocket in case if I do need to interact with people on a more personal basis. What else? How are kitties doing? Kitties are doing okay. The past week I haven't had time to do more experiments with having kitties out and about together. But Isun and Boo have been out and about for an hour and a half together with few issues. Isun and Zone have only been out and about for about a half an hour without any issues. And by without any issues, what I mean is there isn't an incident immediately afterward. It's more just, okay, yeah, no, they're getting a little heated. Let's put them back into their room type of thing. Can I actually go home yet? I could probably start walking home. I think that's about it. Yeah, I can't think of a whole bunch else right now. How are you all doing? Oh, right. One of the questions I was asked was, do I speak Norwegian? The answer is no. My foreign language skills are terrible. There's a particular famous incident that I know I've told this in a vlog before, but probably been many years at this point, where this was while I was in college, so 15 plus years ago now. Damn, I'm old. Bicyclist coming, I'll just step off to the side. So 15 plus years ago now, 16 actually, is when this happened. I had taken an honors seminar. So in that parlance, it's basically a honors level class that you end up taking at the university level. That's a humanities-based class. In this case, it was castles, cathedrals, and culture. It was a class basically studying Austria. So as a part of the class, we all went to Austria for spring break. I love that class, by the way. So we had a crash course in German, so we would at least be able to, give direction and know what directions are, be able to read road signs and so on, which I took. Damn, it's noisy here. And when we were in Austria, we were in an art museum touring things. And I had my backpack with me. I put the backpack in the safe area because, art museums really don't like it when you take a backpack inside because you could steal things. And I was done touring the art museum. I was going into the little cafe that's off to the side of the art museum. So I went to go grab my backpack. And a museum docent was trying to stop me, trying to indicate that I wasn't allowed to take a backpack into the art museum, which I wasn't going there. So I initially tried communicating in German. That's how I figured out that much, at least. And ran out of words really fast. Again, I only had a crash course in German. So I switched to English because a lot of people in Austria also speak English. This docent didn't. So then I tried to switch back to German. And that's where everything went wrong. Because instead of switching back to German, I accidentally switched to Spanish. Realizing it part of the way through, just stopping mid-sentence, mid-word even, then just apologizing in Japanese and walking away. That's the way my brain handles foreign languages. It just merges everything together. So I am capable of reading a decent amount of Norwegian. I was helping my partner pick out parts for their computer, and a lot of computer words are cognates with English, but not everything is. But I've been on various Norwegian computer part websites shopping without the aid of a translator, just because I know enough Norwegian to be able to do that now. Whenever I visit Norway, I understand about a quarter to a half of everything being spoken at me by the time that I'm leaving. So I do pick up on languages quickly, but that's understanding and translating, not speaking or writing. Those are definite weaknesses of mine. So in my plan to move to Norway, that's actually one of the largest hurdles. So I'm a little scared for my language skills, but I think by being immersed in the culture, that's going to help. And if everything goes to plan, I join a board gaming club or two, or some type of board gaming group when I'm living in Norway. Most board games are in either German or English, and for Norwegians, most likely they'd be picking up the English ones because Norwegians, by and large, understand English. So I figure that will allow me to socialize while still speaking a social language with other people, and I can start picking up more and more Norwegian as time goes on. That's the plan, at least. I said this was short, and it's already almost 19 minutes long. It's going to be longer because I don't have anything else to do. So, yeah. If I don't end up getting a job between now and when I move, I am going to be taking classes in Norwegian. But, well, that's going to take a while. Not to mention, classes are a little different from interacting with people. I mean, I can talk with my partner. My partner is obviously fluent in Norwegian and English, but yeah, I have some issues with languages. We'll just leave it at that. Other questions I've had recently. Am I ever going to play Might and Magic 9? I actually got asked that recently, and the answer is yes. At some point, I will actually play through Might and Magic 9. That's probably years from now, to be fair. So, kind of depends on that whole job thing. Because while I'm unemployed, I'm going to be able to play games more often. So, Vandal Hearts might actually be a really, really short run. The game itself is not actually that long of a game. I've speedrunned it at, 10 hours before? I'm not expecting this to be a speedrun because I'm going to be explaining and talking as I go, but I don't expect the game itself to last more than 20 hours. So, 25 episodes probably? Don't know, haven't thought that one all the way through. But the main thing is that I don't want to jump into Wild Arms 3 afterward. I want to give myself a lot more time than I did between 1 and 2. Which, yes, I know I still need to finish 2. And I want to play PC games in between. Because, let's face it, there's a lot more Let's Plays of console games of that era than there are of PC games of that era. It's because consoles were a lot more popular for gaming. So I may end up doing a Let's Play of older PC games, somewhere in the 90s to very early 2000s. And, well, Might Magic 9 is in fact one of those games. So I may end up playing that. Or I may end up doing a Let's Play of an Ultima game. I'm not good at Ultima games, by the way. Just to let you know now, I'm probably going to have to follow a guide to play them. I've actually only beaten one Ultima game myself. I'm running out of things to talk about. It's been 21 and a half minutes. What else have people been asking me lately? Is this walking vlog idea a good idea? I mean, I could always get a selfie stick and just hold that up rather than having to extend my shoulders in an uncomfortable manner. I could always do this style of vlog. It'd be a little harder to do during the heat of summer, but hopefully the heat of summer won't last forever like it did last year and the year before. And there'll actually be nice days. This region of the United States usually has a few weeks of extremely bad summer where it's stupid hot, stupid humid, and just stupid. The last couple of years, it hasn't quite gotten that hot, but summer lasted quite a bit longer. I hope it doesn't do that this year, because it sucks to deal with. I like being outdoors. What else? I don't know. Kind of out of things to talk about. And cross the road again. See, now you can see the road because I'm doing a profile view. Trying to think if there is anything else, actually. Yeah, I think that's about it. I'll go ahead and stop recording now and cry about how freaking huge the file size is going to be. I'll talk to you later, Internet. Bye!